Do you label yourself a Christian or a disciple of Christ? Did you know that in the early churches, Christian was a derogatory term? That Jesus never talked about being a Christian per se. Christian, translated into Greek, is krematizu, which means those people. Oh, look, it's those followers of Christ, those people, those weirdos, those eccentrics. In Acts chapter 11, verses 26, it says the disciples were called Christians first at Antioch. The wording says were called, meaning that people looked down upon them. But here's the beautiful thing. In 1 Peter chapter 4 through 16, Peter writes, if anyone suffers as a Christian, let him not be ashamed. This showed that the name had bad stigma behind it. Being called Christian could invite scorn or persecution, but Peter flipped it into a badge of honor. There's nothing wrong with being called a Christian, but I want people to realize where this word derives from, and that Jesus Christ never talked about being a Christian or Christianity. What Jesus called us to do was to be disciples that made disciples that made disciples. If you are a follower of Christ, you are not a Christian, even though that has negative anecdotes to it, and you should wear it as a badge of honor, but you should be more geared towards wanting to be called a disciple of Christ that makes other disciples. And if you love Christ, even though we've already gotten salvation through his sacrifice, if you love Christ, you would stay obedient to his word and keep his commandments. Whether you believe it or not, we will be judged by the works, by what we say, and by how we act. We will always be judged for that. It does not mean we lose salvation if we repent. We're always going to be judged for the things that we did, but we're saved through Christ. The reason why I bring that up is because as a disciple, we need to be able to be obedient to Christ's commandments because of the love for him, not because of the fear of punishment. I want you guys to think about this. Ask yourselves, do you want to be called Christian, which nothing wrong with it, or do you want to be a disciple that makes disciples, that ministers to people, that helps the poor, that helps the lost, that casts out demons, that prays over people's houses and safety? A disciple of Christ, not just another American Christian.